We have already learned about the various text pre-processing steps that are used before performing text classification using neural network. The first step is, so we have this set of documents here, and we will perform tokenization using the Keras tokenizer, correct? Using this Keras tokenizer. So this Keras tokenizer will separate all the tokens, and for every token, it will provide a unique identifier. So this is the vocabulary, and we have a vocabulary length of 14. After that, we put all these tokens back in a sequence. The only difference is instead of putting the tokens, we put the unique identifier value. And since all the document lengths are different, we perform sequence padding so that all document lengths become same. And after that, we pass this data to the embedding layer, where the embedding layer is actually responsible for converting these tokens into vectors. Correct? So each and every token is converted into vector, right? And then we pass this data to the flatten layer. Flatten layer will convert this 2D data into one dimension, right? Flatten layer converts this 2D data into single dimension. But if you want to use the recurrent neural network, then we actually eliminate this flatten layer. Okay, we will now eliminate this flatten layer. Okay, and rather instead of the flatten layer, we will actually make use of an RNN layer. Okay, so let me actually write down this in a sequence. Okay, so you all know that these vectors represent uh, each and every token. I have to figure out something to write down in a sequence. Okay, 1 second, guys. So I will write down this in a sequence. So first of all, you will have this. Okay, then we put a comma, and then we will have the next token, and the next token, and finally the last token. Okay, so this is the data that we have uh, before passing before passing it to the flatten layer. This is the data that we have. Now we will eliminate the flatten layer. Okay, we will eliminate the flatten layer. So by the way, this represents a single document, right? This represents a single document. So we will eliminate the flatten layer, and these are the different tokens. Okay, each and every vector represents different tokens, right? Now, each of these tokens, each of these vectors will be passed to a recurrent neural network unit. So the number of recurrent neural network units depends on the length of the document, right? So here the length of the document is 6. So we have 6 recurrent unit. Now, what is a single recurrent unit? So let me tell you that. A single recurrent unit is a single layer of neuron. Okay, it's a single layer of neuron like this. Okay, it's a single layer of neuron. This single unit is known as a single RNN unit, a single recurrent neural network unit. Okay. Now, what happens? You pass this particular token to this unit. You pass the second token to the second unit, third token to the third unit, fourth to the fourth unit, fifth to the fifth unit, and the sixth token to the sixth unit. Now, the learning starts from here. So I'm passing this token to this particular RNN unit. Okay. This RNN unit is nothing but a single layer of neuron. All right. Single layer of neuron. It will be passed to this unit, and the output of this unit will be passed to the next unit. Similarly, the second unit will take the second token and the output which is coming from the previous unit, combine both, and it will give you the output. Similarly, the third unit will take the third token as an input and the previous output, combine them, and it will produce the output. And the same process continue, and the last unit gives you the final result. So in this RNN, in this recurrent neural network, what do we observe is that the final output that we get from this final RNN unit, it is not only dependent on the current input, but it is also dependent on the output from the previous unit. And similarly, the output of this unit is dependent on the output of the previous unit. Similarly, output of this unit is dependent on the output of the previous unit. And in this way, we are actually capturing the sequence of the document. Okay, we are capturing the sequence of the document. Now, in a recurrent neural network, these tokens are given as an input to the unit. So there is a back propagation which happens in the vertical direction, and at the same time there is a back propagation in the horizontal direction. Okay, so this is how the recurrent neural network is able to capture the sequence of the document. It is able to learn the sequence of the document. We will learn more about the recurrent neural network in the coming video.